Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paul, and I am a nerd. Although I'm not a GX4 nerd yet, because we're just starting to get into this, and so we apologize for being a little bit late. We had to get all our ducks in a row and everything lined up perfectly, and we were able to show you what we are going to show you today. You are here for the May 2015 Worldox Virtual User Group meeting, and today we are talking about GX4. GX4 was released during TechSow in Chicago. It has started to ship to new customers, and will be shipping to people on maintenance very soon. So we're going to kind of run you very quickly through all of the features of GX4. Next month, we're going to talk about things to consider when updating to GX4, and in the months after that, perhaps one, perhaps two, perhaps three, we haven't decided yet. We're going to go into greater detail in what we're about to show you, but we want to give you kind of a bird's eye, or as some people would say, a fisheye view of what's going on in GX4. That's a joke that I guess is an inside joke, so if you're not laughing, don't worry. A bird's eye view of what's going on in GX4, what's changed, how are things different. We're not going to go into whole gobs of detail on each feature, because that's what we're going to do in the following months as we get into a position where we can really dig in and spend a good deal of time showing you different things about the features that are new and the changes that have been made in GX4. But before we do that, a little bit of quick housekeeping. This is your go-to webinar control panel. Oops, I can get my mouse. There we go. This is your go-to webinar. Now, nobody's seeing that because I haven't shown my screen. This is your GoToWebinar control panel right here. And if you're still seeing this on your screen, other than this sample that I'm showing you, then that's because you haven't pressed this button that looks like an arrow pointing to the right, because clicking this button that looks like an arrow pointing to the right will cause this GoToWebinar control panel to slide right off the right-hand side of your screen. When you do that, the only things that are left will be these little buttons here. This one will turn into one with arrows pointing to the left, and clicking it again will cause it to come into focus again. Will slide right in off the right-hand side of your screen. That's what you do if you're shy and you have a question. If you have a question, you simply type it here, you remember to hit send, and Leanne, our humble moderator, is going to recognize that you have a question, interrupt Mary Jo or myself at just the right moment in time, and ask your question on your behalf. Now, if we get off track, if we are not answering the question that you've asked, if we have not understood your question, if you have follow-up questions, simply type them here. Keep remembering to hit send, and Leanne will keep interjecting your follow-up questions. Now, if you're not feeling shy, happens about once or twice a year, you can press this button. Leanne will still recognize that you have a question. She will still interrupt Mary Jo or myself at just the right time. But instead of reading your question on your behalf, she will unmute your microphone and you can ask your own question. Now, several rules. This is a no Dorito, no Frito zone, because during the answering of your question, we will leave your microphone live so that if you have follow-up questions, if we get off track, if you want to get us back on the right track, you have that open line of communication directly with us. So no crunchy snacks. When you're done, Leanne will mute you back up and you can continue eating your Fritos. So without any further ado, I'm going to press all of the right buttons to get us out of here. And Mary Jo, we're just going to run through the major features, and Mary Jo is going to start. And you don't know that you have mouse. Well, Mary Jo's not going to start if she doesn't know that we have mouse. And if you, there you go. And have you unmuted your microphone?
There we go. Okay,
she's got a mouse,
here I am.
and she's able to communicate.
I'm here. Okay. So we are going to start with one of my favorite new features called the Quick Save option. There are times when you have a document that you've created, but you don't know who you're going to profile it under yet. Or maybe that client isn't even in Worldox yet. You're typing up a fee agreement or you're doing something, and there's that person's not even in there yet, and you just want to save the document in Worldox without having to go through a profile. You can always come back later and put the profile information in. Well, they've introduced what we call the Quick Save button in Worldox. And I'm still not moving, Paul. I don't know what is going on. Yeah, I'm trying to, I wanted to type something in that document. So, yeah, I'm still not moving. Yep, just go ahead and test.
We're going to play tag team.
There you go. Test, and then we have this new little quick save button up here. Paul's got that highlighted. See, it says WD quick save file. It's a little green envelope kind of looking thing. You'll see it just flash there, and it just saved that document into Worldox. Now, we're going to tell you in just a minute how you can get back into that document so that you can profile it. But for now, that's how you can quick save a document, and that is going to be available in Word, Microsoft Excel, and Adobe Reader. So all three of those applications, quick save is now available in GX4.
It's that quick. You just hit a button.
Yep.
You don't even have to answer a question.
Unmute.
And it's that quick. You just hit a button. You don't even have to answer a question, and you have instantly quick saved this document. Now, I'm going to talk about filing emails. Worldox has always filed emails and has always done a really good job, but sometimes you just have to keep answering the same questions over and over and over again. So Worldox has gone and incorporated some more heuristics training, and I'm going to go to my deleted items, and I'm going to find this email from Steve, and I'm going to journal it. And I've already got this move to Worldox in my quick clicks. So this is my Worldox move, and I can see that right here too. I can move it to Worldox. And when I do, it gives me a chance to decide what place it goes to. Let's say that we're going to send it to client files, and it's for this client, WSC, matter number 140. I'm going to say it's an email, and it is, I'm in here as Walter Ox. So I'm going to say it's me. Now what happens then is Worldox remembers that. And you're used to this, but not quite on the level that we're seeing it here. So I'm going to go find another email from or to Steve. And there's one. And I'm going to hit this move to Worldox. And bam, everything's filled in for me. Everything is remembered. Now, what's cool about this is that if you have somebody that you're emailing for multiple matters, it's much more intelligent now about which matter seems to be hot to you right now. So as I profile emails for John Doe, the attorney, who's the opposing attorney on 3 cases I have active, but the one that's really hot right now is the Jones versus Walmart case, then it's just going to keep remembering after I, it might suggest something different when I first start to profile that email, but then the next ones, it's going to remember what I did last. And then when I switch over to a new one, now that Jones versus Walmart case has kind of gone by the wayside, and now it's the Smith versus Target Stores case. I profile that first one, and it keeps defaulting to that over and over again until I switch to something different. It makes it much easier to remember, to not have to remember which one you're currently working on because, well, you need to remember. It remembers for you. Once you switch from one to the other, it remembers for all the ones going forward. It's much more intelligent about how that goes. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. I'm going to save this. I'm going to turn it back over to Mary Jo.
Okay. Worldox now has a new redesigned interface. I'm going to get back into, Paul, you're going to have to, I don't have any mouse.
That's
so,
all right.
Let's get back into Worldox, and I'm going to show you that the standard way that we're viewing things, I think that's in a word search or something. Go ahead and close that.
No, I think it's just.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, so this is more our, whoop, where are we going? Okay, so I want to get into our favorite matters, so there we go. All right, so on this screen here, this is kind of our normal view of what we had in GX3, where you can see the different documents that you've saved, and you usually have these defined by, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, last week. Well, now they've got this new tile feature that you can click on that. And when you click on that, it shows you access today, here's a list of your documents, access 3 days ago, here's a list of the documents. If I scroll down, I've got number 3, 2 months ago, and then number 4, 4 months ago. So it kind of breaks them into like a grid format, and I've got 5, 6, as many as I need. I got them broken out into little boxes, making it a little easier to find. Sometimes when you've got them on that big list view, it gets a little, everything is jumbled up and together, but now with this tile view, you can see these things broken out a little bit easier. So
they call that the executive view.
Yes, the executive view. You
but
can
it's
see
available
3 times more documents on the screen than you could before, and that's because you've got this 2-column kind of feature and all of the information.
And then switching back is just a matter of going back to the what we call the list view.
Yep. Oh.
Now, they've added full search functionality to the Microsoft Office toolbar. So if I go back to Word, and I go to this Worldox tab, I now have the ability to search here for anything, including, what did we search for, Mary Jo? Employment?
We did agreement.
Agreement. Let's do agreement.
Okay.
Now, normally when you would search in Worldox, at least from a non-standard, non-advanced search, it would just look at the document comment, the title of the document or the comments. Now it's going to do a full text search, not only from Worldox, but from Word or from Outlook or from Adobe. So you have the ability to do that full text searching right from Word. I was in Word, I clicked here, I typed the word, I hit this button, and now I'm over in Worldox with the results. Not just the results that have the word agreement in the title of the document, but the results that have the word agreement somewhere within the text of the document. That's huge, because you used to have to click a bunch of different times and go to a certain screen, a certain configuration of a screen to search for text. Now it's right here.
Paul, let's open up, if you can right-click on I need to get to the profile screen.
Okay.
I want to show you a new feature on that profile screen, which is that we can now add categories. Just that edit profile, that's fine. You'll see right here that you can now edit the categories or add the categories right here on your profile window. So you don't have to have that pop up after you've saved the document and then ask you which category you want it in. It's all on one screen now, and when you choose that, you can either click on the category side on the left and you can add and edit categories, or you can just select the category there. Now, if you have rights, I should say, to add edit categories, you can do that. Otherwise, you just would select the category right here, and you can then have it saved right on that profile. And just real quick, while we are on that profile screen, if you look on the left-hand side, you'll notice that we are no longer calling our profiles profiles. They're now called cabinets. And so that's a new terminology that you should say.
Like different file cabinets in a file room.
And then you also have your favorite matters and your quick profiles all right there on the right. And then one other thing about the categories, when you go to search for the document, so let's go back out onto the main screen. And you can filter, and again, this is new terminology because we used to have tags down at the bottom. That was a new thing in GX3. They've renamed that to filter, and so now I can filter by those categories. And so there, and any other option that I want there. This looks just like our tag screen used to, but now the categories are over there too, and I could just sort out and filter by that category right there at the bottom of every page that's in there.
Okay. Now, I kind of touched on this when I talked about it being available in Word, and I'm going to actually go ahead and close out of this and go back to one of my, I don't even need a favorite matter. If I'm here in my search screen, my main home search screen, again, I used to search simply for what was in the document title or in the comments. Now, if I search for agreement, it's searching the complete text. And then there's this new feature that it shows you with each entry which hit you're on of how many, shows you the text, the context of that hit, and lets you actually scan through the different hits of the word agreement within the document right here from the list. Nope, that's not it. Let's look at this one. And no. Oh, yeah, that's it. Agreement between affiliate and Chase. That's the one I'm looking for. Very cool. lets you see all that right there without having to go any further, right in the list.
Now, to add on to that, you also over on the right can click View that document. You can see that little search window there. You can view that document and actually see every instance that the word agreement is being used in that particular document. So if you further couldn't tell if that was exactly the document that you wanted by just looking at it on the preview on the left, you can open up the full preview on the right. And what also is cool is you don't have to have be just searching for a document to get that preview window. That's available now for all the documents.
Now, may I just interject that I hate the old preview in GX3 and prior. I'm going to pull up WSC and I'm going to get to email. In the old preview, you had a button down here that said preview, and then what would happen is down here, this little teeny area would open up, and it would never show anything but who it was from and who it was to if you were looking at emails. So if I was looking through a chain of like 18 emails for a specific one, I could preview, but I would have to scroll down on each one. And watch what happens when I do this. It opens up just like it does in Outlook, and doesn't that make so much more sense to have it show you the whole email right there instead of having to kind of scroll around it. I just really cannot say enough about having the preview over here and what it shows you and how it shows it to you. And so with that, I'm going to move on to search, retrieve, and view Worldox matters directly from Outlook. Oh yeah, this is cool. So in the past, we've had these neat folders that we could set up. They were quick links or quick profiles, and we could make them show up in Outlook. Now they happen automatically. Once a matter becomes a favorite, and it's very easy to make a matter a favorite that's, oh, I'm sorry, Mary Jo's saying, that's mine. You can't talk about that. Okay.
Mine.
Once you make a matter a favorite, it just shows up here, okay? But beyond that, if you click on Worldox, you can load all of Worldox from Outlook and do whatever you want to do. Remember that search for agreement? Bam. There it is. I didn't even have to go back to Worldox to do it. So since most of us live in Outlook all day long anyways, whether we want to or not, we now have the complete full functionality of Worldox within Outlook without ever having to even open up the Worldox client
Interface.
list. Okay, Mary Jo.
So my big one of the whole day is that you can very easily make a document or a matter a favorite just by clicking on that little heart next to each of the documents. So Paul's got it open here in Outlook, and that little heart is grayed out, but if you click on it, that's now a favorite document. He clicks on the second one, that is a favorite document. If I was in a matter, I could do, just click on that heart in a matter, that's a favorite matter now, and so on. So these are all just super easy ways to get your favorites selected.
Yep.
Okay.
No longer, first off, the favorites used to be kind of a nefarious, mysterious thing. How does it become a favorite? Why does it stop being a favorite? How do I make it a favorite all the time? Now it's just a set. As soon as you use a search for something or find something or use a matter, bam, it's a favorite. How long does it last? 30 days, but I'm pretty sure, we need to check this, but I'm pretty sure that can be changed. Some users may only want it to remain a favorite for 15 days. Some may want it to remain a favorite for 45 days. What if you want it to be a favorite forever until you say stop? That little heart that Mary Jo just talked to you about. Very, very cool. And finally, the last thing that we really want to cover, at least today, follow me favorites. Your favorites now follow you no matter where you are. If you have Worldox Web, your favorites are the same favorites. If you log into Outlook, your favorites are the same favorites. If you access Worldox through Word, file open, your favorites are your same favorites. If your machine goes down and you bring another one in, or you move over to somebody else's machine and log in as you on that machine, your favorites are your favorites. So your favorites now follow you everywhere. So not only are they very dynamic and very, very, very well defined, if I say, they also follow you wherever you go. So that is a very quick overview of a bird's eye view, should we say, of all the features of Worldox GX4. Now, that's not actually everything, but these are the majors. These are the big ones. Like I say, next month, we're going to talk about what to consider when you're upgrading GX4 from GX3 or GX2 or GX, or heaven forbid, something that didn't even have the letters GX in the title. After that, we're going to spend probably 2 or 3 of our virtual user group meetings going over in great detail all the features and kind of digging a little deeper than we did just now. So don't forget, if you go to attorneycomputersystems.com and click on videos, you will find all 3 of our virtual user group meetings, Worldox, Practice Master Tabs 3, along with our Coffee Pot webinars that I give once a month, Mary Jo's eBite video series, and the longer Paul and Mary Jo show. In the Paul and Mary Jo show, we'll take a topic. In fact, we're going to record one today that's kind of a summary of these same features, and go into great detail. In Mary Jo's eBites video series, she'll take one really cool thing and show it to you in about 3 or 4 minutes. But then if we click on Worldox Virtual User Group Meeting, for instance, we go into a description of what that is about, and we can see the registration for the next one, which is going to be June. We can scroll down and see currently pre-recorded productions, and this is the one we're attending right now, so it's currently in post-production. But as we scroll down further, here are the recorded versions of every Worldox Virtual User Group Meeting that we ever had. So take advantage of all this content. Be sure to use our search feature if you want to look at, for something like GX4, you can use the search feature and find out whatever video content we have specifically on whatever it is that you're looking for. So everybody have a good rest of the day, good rest of the month, and we will see you next month when we talk about upgrading to GX4. Thanks. Bye-bye.